All right, coaches, you know the drill. I'm going to give you guys about 5 minutes to explain each obstacle, confirm that you have your people in your group. We're going to be on a 20-minute running timer. All right. Do you have your list? Group 3. That's nice. Oh, you got it? Okay. Need a little caffeine there, Zach? All right, we're going to get this timer started here in just a second. Coaches, explain the obstacles to your ninjas. I will shut up and let you do your thing. You can catch me on the live stream. If you have family watching from home, the live stream is on the National Ninja League's YouTube page. National Ninja League's YouTube page, and you can find us there where I never shut up. All right, live stream. We are back for the mature kids age division. Oh, I got to start the timer here for these guys. There we go, in the action group so we can see what's going on here. Okay, so we've made a couple of changes to the various obstacles. The requirement now is that athletes on the warped wall power test go down and pull the sled back. We've added 50 pounds of weight to that sled. That'll ought to tucker out those legs before they run the 10-foot warp wall. On the agility line, we've taken out the final skewy steps, so there are now only 4 steps to get them to that first jump. Balance line remains the same. Lachey line, we've taken out the pizza cutter, and now it's just the 4-foot bars, 6 foot in the middle, and then 4 foot, and they're again going to go down and back. Rope climb remains the same, and the cliffhanger, again, they're going to go down and back, so you will be able to see that start and finish in the frame now. So looks like we got our first competitors up and running. Emmanuel is up on the Lachey line, down, makes the turn, sets up for the 6 foot, and back. 15 seconds for Emmanuel there. Looks like Sydney is up on the rope climb, but I'm not seeing completion points on Sydney's readout. That's interesting. I see Coach Casey ticking them off each time. Oh, Max. Man, Max just could not pull that sled all the way back, huh? Okay. With 50 pounds on that sled, it's a little over 100 pounds. And here comes Zach. All right, looks like Paulina is explaining the agility line, so that's, and the cliffhanger. Those are the 2 events that have yet to start here. Oh, there we go. Now we can see the points on Coach Casey's readout. This young Izzy Bittorf climbing that rope. Just an all-around great kid who visited us during COVID. She and her dad come in, or were coming in and doing early morning sessions, you know, back when the kids weren't in school, or they had online school. And I knew I was an early riser, but boy, 6:30 in the morning, these guys getting in here and getting after it. And she's made great strides, so good to see her in here climbing this rope, you know. We saw in the kids division, the 5 and 6, 7, that was the rarefied air. Those were the ones that the kids, I think who won, got 7, so. Here we go. Lucy Fishman finished that sled push, 37-39. That is a hard pull. Whew. That must be Colt on the agility line. Yep, sure is. Wow. Okay, Colt, 7.7 seconds. Colt's one of our fastest mature kids for sure, and that obstacle was built for him. That's just how he moves. There we go. Ike moving pretty well through that Lachey bar. I bet he can. All right, we've got Max running down that balance line. In this age division, it's feet only. Down and back. There you go. 9 seconds for Max. Oh, we have 2 Maxes on the course. Max. Oh, boy. I'm going to botch that last name. L'Italien? Sure. He's on the cliffhanger right now. Now, the hard part for the mature kids is these guys have to go down and back in a minute. So they definitely need to be on their horse, but they also get 3 tries. So going down. Ooh, man. Look at Emmanuel flying on these Lachey bars. Man, 6 foot, no problem for Emmanuel. You might remember him from our traditional qualifier a couple weeks ago. Kid did great and tagged us in his social media, which is always nice. We always love when people tag us in their posts. Looks like Kyle's struggling a little bit with that 10-foot warp wall. Oh, man, he's still got 30 seconds. He can get it. He just has to get the second part of that. Come on, dude. All the way up. He's going to keep fighting. Those tired legs from pushing that sled. There it is. And now you got to pull it all the way back. All the way back. And whoa. The struggle is real. Man, we had considered giving competitors 3 tries on the warp wall power test, but I got to be honest with you, I don't think a lot of them would take it. All right, so as you can see, this warp wall power test is becoming a lot more difficult for these ninjas. Adding that extra weight is tuckering out on the legs, and then to go get that warp wall, good, touched it, and now Adam's got to pull that all the way back. There he goes, there he goes, there he goes. Grab it, grab it, grab it, grab it. And he's over, nice. And Sebastian making his way back down the cliffhanger. You know, like I said, adds a whole nother element. You got to get back to that start line. Clock stops when you touch the black hole that is the start. Sebastian representing Ninja Mania, one of the newest gyms to join the New England Ninja Association. Apparently he was going to go do another lap after he finished. Okay, and we're back. Just a couple of technical questions there at the start of a wave. Whenever we make changes to a course or, get a wave started, rule changes. That's one thing that I will say about my team here is they want to make sure they get these kids scored right every time. And so they might take that extra minute to come back here in the office, clarify a rule or a question or a point. Having the NinjaWorks team back here, they're not like, oops, I forgot to hit a button or whatever. But sometimes it happens, a finger misses or whatnot. The NinjaWorks team is right on top of it. We know how to handle every situation. So they always tend to happen at the beginning of a wave. And then we'll hit our stride here eventually. But speaking of strides, Emmanuel looks like the Lachey team finished pretty quickly. So they're just taking some fun laps now. While we got Matthew Beverly on the cliffhanger, representing Ultimate Obstacles. Remember this guy? He's whoa. So now if you look at the way the cliffhanger is oriented, see how those big grips are a little higher up on the way back. So it's going to make it much more difficult for these kids that are going inside hand to get a hand on the lap as they return. And that's pretty much by design. We wanted the two lines of the cliffhanger to sort of almost be symmetrical, but just leave a little bit there that you have to adjust for. So looks like a little over 8 minutes left in this wave. Balance line is still going. Lachey line has finished up. Aaron Rose is off and running. Looks like Jack made it across. So I know what we ran into last time we did skills. It was always cliffhanger that was the last one to finish up in our 20-minute thing, because they would use the full 20 minutes there. So I think warp wall was always the first finisher, or rope climb. Those ones that require high power output and don't get multiple attempts, they tend to finish up a little bit. But the nice part is then the kids get to just run warp walls and practice there. Or in the rope climb, they kind of have free reign there in the action room. So monkey bars, warp walls, there are all sorts of stuff in there. Or they can come out here on the main floor and cheer on their teammates. Come on, Colt, get up on top of there. He hits that button for the agility line. Looks like that group is finished up as well. That was awfully fast. Go, Vivi. Vivian Sarafini, there she goes. Oh, did she make it? Looks like it. Looks like it was clean. Vivian was a recent recipient of a Stage 4 Designs backyard course. We didn't include a lot of balance elements in it, just upper body. But she certainly looks like her balance is on point. We'll have to see how she does on some of these other obstacles here. The Lachey line, she should absolutely do pretty well on that. She's one of the female competitors that I know is looking to hop on that podium here today. Okay, moving on. Simon out there to grab one of our competitors in our age group here on the cliffhanger who needs an extra little start block to get herself up there. So looks like she's coming to us from, is that a Westchester shirt with Ninja Stars? That is a very flashy shirt out of Emma Bermudez. Not totally familiar with her, but she's moving really well on this cliffhanger. She makes her way back down. Let's see what she's got for this wood ring here, and then going to the next one. Looks like she's trying to set it up. Wants to go right hand under, I would imagine. No, goes left hand there. That's going to take her inside that angled cliffhanger. And she grabbed it, but wasn't able. So she was able to get the 3rd point there, but just couldn't make it all the way back. It's all good.
Not again, okay? Theo? Take a break.
8,000 hours later. 3.5. Yeah, our rule is actually 3 hours. And last time it took us under 3 hours to get here because they accidentally broke our rule.
It's fine, though. It's fine. I'm gonna make it count. Oh.
There you go. Nice.
I'm not gonna use up more energy.
There we go. So, sorry, I just went to grab my sheet here so I could tell you a little bit about some of these young, mature kid ninjas. Let's see, some names that jump out at me here. Let's start up here with. Well, I told you a little bit about Izzy. Sorry, one more clarifying question there. Coach Lucas is trying to find all the competitive advantages that he can. He's trying to hack down these skills. That's what makes him such a good coach. The question was if the athletes could go around the backside of the sled and push it from the backside rather than pulling it. And the answer to that is no, it is a push and a pull. The only part of the sled they're allowed to engage are the handles. So, and that's by design. We want to burn out the glutes and the calves by doing that reverse pull. Now, back to telling you about some of these cool kids here. Let's start with Theodore Perry. This is his 2nd season competing in the NNL. Loves salmon ladder. Also loves flag football and baseball and the Patriots. And he says, I'm possibly the youngest competitor in this age group. So we'll have to keep an eye on Theodore. I don't see him up on the screen right now. We'll keep an eye out for him in the next group. And we have some known commodities here. Young Griffin Mace, who I lit this thing up during the skills comp, I believe, back in the spring. He was in the kids division. Now moving up to the mature kids division. Griffin is always a threat to win these things. That kid just moves like lightning, super fast. Not the biggest competitor by far, but knows how to move for sure. We saw Max L'Italien earlier. He's a proud member of the Stealth Squad. He loves running, skiing, and downhill mountain biking. Last time I did downhill mountain biking, I hit a rock and ended up going straight over the handlebars and landed on a recently surgically repaired shoulder, which wasn't the most ideal thing. And then I got lost, and I had to bike like 30 miles back to where I was from. I ended up going around this huge lake in upstate New York, but that was probably 20 years ago at this point. So downhill, it's a much faster way to get to where you're going. Cross-country mountain biking is grueling. Ike Poulter, who we saw on the Lachey line here earlier. There's Max up on the cliffhanger. Oh, he was there for a second. Yeah, Ike Poulter loves speed cubing, soccer, karate, and memory challenges. He's a black belt in karate, and he has pi memorized to 140 places. Wow, that's impressive. So some of you might have noticed that the timer in the rope climb room has ticked down. We're going to let the cliffhanger group finish up here before we make our next rotation. They were a little slow to start. Simon just wanted to clarify on some of the rules. So I believe they have maybe one more rotation to get through. That's why we baked in a little bit of extra time for ourselves here today to make sure that we run on time. Here we go. Now Emma made it as far as she did last time. She struggled here on the ring a little bit, so let's see if she learned anything from watching her fellow competitors. Going about it the same way this time. Now trying to set those hips up to the outside. And got to pull up and reach. Oh, so close. So close that time. Okay. Next up, Sebastian from Ninja Mania. There he goes. Very smooth from Sebastian there. That was excellent hip transition. I'm telling you, I mentioned it earlier. Ninja Mania is one of the newest gyms in New England Ninja this year in the Nina League. And they got all of us shaking in our boots. I'll tell you, as a three-time champion action team, and then our current champions, Vitality, looking at the way these kids move. You know, every other team in the league, too, was all kind of like, man, those Ninja Mania kids, they come to play. And you can see it out of Sebastian right there. I mean, that's 15 seconds faster than the next closest competitor. So... all right, now we've got Caitlin. There we go, starting with her hands off of. All right, couple more competitors here to go on the cliffhanger, and then we will get our ninjas moving around the gym. Sorry, Sherry needs me. I'll be right back.
Don't stand in front of the camera. I don't know if it's actually doing anything.
All right, I think we're down to one or two. We got Aaron Rose coming up. I think Emma's got one more there. You can hear Coach Lucas encouraging her as she's making her way up. She's really moving well on this cliffhanger, making use of almost all the holds. But now here comes the crux move. There she goes. Long arms. She's got to reach out and cover some ground. Get to that black. There you go. Nice. Good finish out of Aaron. That was 28 seconds. That puts her in first place. And we're good. All right. Okay, ninjas, that will do it for our first round. Here's how the rotation is going to work. Rope climb is moving to balance. Balance is moving to laches. Laches are moving to cliffhanger. Cliffhanger is moving to warp wall room. Warp wall room is moving to agility, and agility is going to rope climb. Okay? So now that everybody knows where they're going, Ben will direct you guys where to go, and we will start our timer here in just a second. Alrighty, let's go ninjas. Okay, while the coaches are explaining a little bit, let me tell you some more about some of these competitors today. Austin Gould, his third season competing, loves the special delivery. Got news for you, Austin. We've got a couple of obstacles for you outside from stage 4 if you'd like to purchase them. They are, we call them the double down because there's 2 deliveries in there, an 8-inch and a 10-inch. He made it to Worlds in his first season, only competing in 3 comps, and he made it to stage 2 at Worlds. So keep an eye out for Austin. This kid's a baller. And let's see. Ooh, Igor Malkowski. Obviously loves rock climbing and swimming, but he can make a 10.5-foot lache. I'm not sure if Igor's up on the lache group now. I think I see the back of his head there. So that'll be an interesting one to watch. Yes, I believe Igor is in this group. So there we go. It's totally fine. See, there's the kids waving. Obviously paying attention to Ben's rules walkthrough. So yeah. And then Emma Bermudez. Let's learn a little bit about her. She was in the cliffhanger group earlier, and I wasn't entirely familiar with her, but this is her 3rd season competing in the NNL. Close in the process. We're almost getting on A&W Junior. She does soccer, gymnastics, builds Lego houses, and she's passionate about the Dork Diaries series books. She loves to read. I love to hear that as the father of 2 young girls that are, just starting to discover their love of reading. It's so great when kids have a passion for reading because it's such a crucial skill to develop. And voracious readers make good students. So good for her. All right, we're off and running here. Griffin Mace, who I had mentioned earlier, is on the lache line. Looks like he's taking a couple extra swings here on the out. So maybe he's just feeling out this line. There he goes. Now he's starting to open it up. I guarantee you Griffin's gonna turn up the speed a little bit on subsequent rounds. Here we go. Colt on the rope climb. Made short work of his first one. We'll have to see what his endurance is like. And here's Emmanuel on the cliffhanger. Should make short work of that. Oh, I've got a whole nother list here. All right, Emmanuel, here's your trivia question. While I have you on the cliffhanger, so I know you're going to watch this portion of the live stream when you're up on it, okay? Let's see. Who won or lost or fell on what obstacle from season 4 or after? Well, I could ask you about my 2 seasons, but they never aired any of my runs, so that'd be an unfair question to ask. But how about who, let's see. What obstacle did Jamie Ron fail in season 6? How about that? What obstacle did Jamie Ron fail in season 6? I think that was my 2nd season competing, and I think I know what the answer is. But I'll have to look it up. And if you get back at me with the proper trivia answer, good on you. Ooh, I also have another one. How many seasons of American Ninja Warrior did Tim Sheaf compete on? That's a deep cut.
I felt like we were in and out. It was so clean. No. Nothing gets a rerun because we have to figure out find a tool. Who wants the tool? Yeah. How's the new setup of Vitality? Cool? Yeah. Yeah, I can't wait to see it. Well, they got like the, yeah, they put up the front, yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, it looks cool. Yeah, I can't wait to check it out. I feel wow, and it's like a bigger like workout section for like the people who do weights and stuff like that. That yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
All right, pulling double duty here today. There was some concern that that first bar was spinning.
It's his feet. I think it's his yeah, that's what's happening. His feet are hitting.
All right, Ike Poulter up on the cliffhanger.
Yeah. It's because his feet hit it and popped it up. Yeah. Somebody grabs and pulls it down.
And Ike makes it all the way back on the cliffhanger line. As Adam makes his way around. Woo! Adam flying through that agility line. 7.42 seconds. My Lanta. That is wicked fast. I think that might be a first placer. It's pretty darn fast.
How can it see over here? How can it see? Look, my head's out a little and it can see it. Maybe it has like mirrors on it, and then I can put it everywhere.
Lucy Fishman just turned in an 8-second agility run. Max Bergeron with a 17-second Lachey line. Theodore Perry, there he is. We told you to watch out for him. It's a Strive team member. He's going to try to get in here under a minute. Back on that cliffhanger. Come on, buddy. Got to touch that black one. You don't need them all. There you go. Good job. Nice work. Nice work. Yeah, see, now all the kids are asking for it. Hands off. There we go. All right, next up on the cliffhanger, Manuel. There we go. Manuel off and running on the cliffhanger. Looks like we got Max starting on the warp wall power test. Hey, Vivian Sarafini turning in a finish on the Lachey line. And now, here we go, Max. Got to pull that sled. Pull, 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 pull. There you go, there you go. That's going to burn those quads and glutes out. Oh, that pull. The struggle is real. And across the line for Aiden or Alden. Alden, there you go, Alden. All right, that moves Max into second place on the warp wall power test. Megan Bailey, representing TA, is up on the cliffhanger right now. Let's see if we can find Megan on my sheet here. I've got so many ninjas in this group. There you go, Megan. She loves singing and painting and polar bears. If you got to pick a bear, if you're picking a bear, I think the polar bear is the one you got to go with. Maybe grizzly. I don't think anybody's picking black bear. Black bears are sort of just like the drunk uncles of the bear community. Yeah, you see them every once in a while. And you're like, get out of my trash. Polar bears are majestic. Grizzly bears are fierce. Never knew I'd have such strong opinions on bears. Actually, nope, I take it back. The Bruin. The Bruin is clearly the alpha of the bear community. Simply because I'm a hockey fan. All right, as we see Brady Gedman, wow, finishing on the Oh, Vivian takes a hard fall on the Lachaise there. Yeah, Brady. Interesting. We're going to have to fix the points on that that one there. I think you can only score 4 points. 2, 3, yeah, and 4. So that run just moved Brady Gedman into first place. He's another one to watch out for. He and Jacob Hartman Bimbo on this Strive team are two of the strongest young ninjas in this age group. These kids, they know how to fly. Yep. And there is that Griffin. Ooh, Griffin, 11. He's another one. Man, this mature kids age division, this Strive team is looking strong. We're going to see them, I think, in a couple weeks. I think we're going, in November. They're coming to us.
You got 3 tries.
Come on, Max, break it!
Come on, Max. Yeah, come on. Yeah, let's go. Nice job, buddy.
Yeah.
Where do we go next from here? I want to say where? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Are you going now? Are you going after you go?
Sure. Can I see the bottom of it?
Yeah.
Are they climbing shoes? Like narrow climbing? Oh, for hiking? Yeah. Are they comfortable?
They look at it. It's like almost feels like, being barefoot. It's not. Yeah.
You're going to end up barefoot a lot.
Watch out, though. Okay.
I'm getting that. I'm gonna make that.
Okay.
I want to make that so bad.
Yeah. Rope climb is next.
Vivian,
but now I'm like, even though pretty much I was my sister to get tickets for it was in August and she was like, she ordered our tickets and then like I put it yeah, very quickly. I mean, and honestly, the drummer was in a sphere that like rose up above the stage, so I you want to think about it, right? Yeah. All right, Chris, take a rest because one time is next.
no contact.
Yeah.
Ready song.
Oh, it is? Oh, no, but I don't think it's hard to know. Okay, that's what I was thinking because it kind of was a display. Let's go, buddy. Come on.
Big swing.
Oh, so close. So close. Almost there. Almost. You got it. You're right there. Right there. You're there. You're right there.
To Gavin.
Roll those hips.
I said
Are you gonna go with that?
yeah, I'm not. I don't want to waste my
Yeah, you can put Higgins there, so I would take a run. You got it on the way down, though. That was awesome. You got it on the way down.
Every round you make up 2 rolls that count. You need to go higher on the other side.
Let's choose. Listen to what maybe. Come on, let's do it.
Can I go higher on the floor? 1, 2, 3.
Oh!
And when you're here, you have to sit on
So you turn around. And you're not concerned like about Yes, it does.
I'm not right on the camera. I know somebody is that going to be fixed? I don't know. We'll see. What they do is it'll probably just be a logo.
Yeah, the annual
It says
moves to balance. Balance moves to Lachey's. Lachey's moves to cliffhanger. Cliffhanger moves to warp wall room. Warp wall room moves to agility. Agility moves to rope. And this complicated dance of ninja coordination continues. Coaches, we'll give you a few minutes to explain the rules to your respective groups and get them going, and then we'll get this thing started. All right, as you can see, this is one of our larger groups today. I think, how many competitors do we have in this group? 39 total competitors in this group. I believe the preteen wave is equally as large. I'm looking at my sheet here. 61 to 92. Yeah, 30. Okay. So this is our largest group of the day. Super competitive. These 9 and 10-year-olds, man. What do you think of the action so far, Renata?
I am just always impressed with how hard the kids try, and they just keep on going and encouraging their friends too. I like to see that.
It's a big part of the sport. I mean, it's been there since the beginning, and it's one thing that makes ninja different than a lot of other sports. We say it all the time. It's us against the obstacles. Everybody benefits when you start to throw bigger moves and you start to encourage your friends to try bigger things. Everybody benefits from that. Looks like Lachey line is off and running. We got our first competitor, Alden, up there. Makes that 6-footer look pretty simple. Nice, 15 seconds there. What's up, Izzy? Peeking her head in the office here, watching the live stream. Next up, we got Joey. Looks like all the other groups are still explaining. So Lachey line off and running there. Okay. Joey felt the little tap, I think. The way the 4-foot bar sits, if you're going to throw that 6-foot, some of these kids like to throw their feet back behind them. And you might clip it a little bit. If you don't know it's there, it can be a little jarring. Now he knows it's there. He gets 2 more tries. That's sort of the whole thing about it. There you go. Austin able to just, whip those Lacheys down. I bet you he's going to clean up that turn in his next 2. Probably not take an extra swing there. And there's one. Good. He's good. He's got room to clean that up for sure. Maybe he just wanted to get one clean run under his belt. Looks like Gil is just about at the end of his rope. All right, I was the only one back here who thought that was funny. So Gil, the first up and down on the rope, I think I saw him get maybe one climb there. Jack Murphy down and back on the balance. Oh, I forgot to start the timer. There we go. All right. Still waiting on the cliffhanger group to get going, and it looks like we're about to get our first competitor on the warp wall power test as well. Megan pumping that sled all the way down the track. 10 seconds to that point. Up that 10-foot warp wall, legs looking like an old man getting out of bed in the morning. That thing is hard. There she goes. There she goes. Pull it, pull it, pull it, pull it. So our power group is in the warp wall room right now. That features Emmanuel and Brady. We're going to catch up here with Jacob, who's on the balance line as well. Keep an eye on him, and Simon, who's on the rope climb right now. And here comes that Quan to reset the balance line. Good. Megan, that moved her into second place. I believe she's teammates with Erin Rose. A couple of TA athletes right up there at the top. And looks like Matthew didn't make it through the agility there. I didn't catch that one. All right, here's Brady on the sled push. He's down that track in about 10 seconds. Up the 10-foot, no problem. Now here comes the pull. This is what separates the field. Do you have that pulling power? He's pulling all the way over the yellow line. Oh, each step is excruciating. There it is, over the line. 28.81 for Brady. That's good enough for third place there. Adams sitting in first place on a 25. All right. Kyle Becker in the rope climb room right now. Looks like 30 seconds in, and he is pretty gassed, having completed 2 reps on that rope. Joey setting up his swings for that 6-footer. There he's got it. He almost wanted to go straight for that 4-footer. Probably should have. And we got Igor up on the cliffhanger. Look at those L's. Woo! Those are capital letters right there. Igor's super strong. We saw him last week, member of the Ultimate Obstacles Ninja team. Very nicely done through the cliffhanger. 25.90, that's up there. I forget what the other times are. It's a lot of times. We understand. 6 events on the screen. A lot of obstacles going on at the same time. Oh, 23. Okay, so that Igor's in third. Right behind Brady and Emmanuel, who are one group ahead of him. Ooh, look at Adam's technique on this rope climb. This kid's got, ooh, we talk about this all the time in here. Strength, technique, and experience. It looks like Adam's technique on the rope climb is really benefiting him. He's definitely got some experience, too, out of, looks like Hamden. Might be Ninja Academy. Is that Hamden? Sure. But, man, that is some flawless technique. By using his legs like that, he is saving his arms a ton. At 7. Ooh. 10? Wow. I'll say, yeah. For sure. Get those legs up and pull. Nice job. 5 seconds. There it is. We have a new front runner in the rope climb. 11. Oh, completed 10. Completed 10. Very close, but okay. So in second place. Man, how did I miss Alden's run? All right, we got Vivian Sarafini on the cliffhanger. I think I'd mentioned before. She recently upgraded her backyard with a Stage 4 Designs Ninja course. Looks like she's been making good use of it. Look at that one-arm hang. That's experience right there, folks. Nice. Wow. The ability to elevate while she's swinging. That's another one of those skills that you see the difference between the kids division and the mature kids division. Being able to pull while you're on a swinging obstacle is one of those big sort of like linchpin skills. Linchpin skill? Nah, that's not a phrase. I'm just running out of words. All right. Colt down and back the balance in 7.8 seconds. That's got to be up there pretty good. Third place for Colt on the balance line. There we go. Okay. Sydney. Oh, just couldn't quite connect. Sorry, phone. We are in the middle of a live broadcast here. No time for love. So whoever's calling us right now, leave us a voicemail. We'll get back to you. We check our email in between waves, and our voicemails go right to our email. So if you're watching the live stream right now, you can still get a hold of us via email. There you go. Jack Murphy, very, very efficient through the balance line, just kind of scampering his way through there. We got Gavin. Up and touch and back. There he goes. Wow, Caitlin. Good run out of Caitlin. I love the way that TA represents here. You can always spot TA because they always cheer so much, like as a group. You hear them cheering for each other. I mean, you can also hear Coach Lucas above everybody else as well. Yeah, see, we knew Austin was going to throw down a faster run. There he goes. So Sydney on the Lachey's right now. Oh, we got Lucy Fishman on the rope climb, representing one of the newest members of the New England Ninja community, Full Send Ninja, down in Norwood. She's rocking her Full Send shirt today. Igor slightly ahead of Brady's time, muscling his way through. Was 23 was the top time. Wow, just can't quite. Oh, 20. Griffin did that in 20? Dang. That kid is a monster. I mean, Igor was moving. All right, so it looks like we got a few warp wall. Let's check in on that warp wall group. How did we finish out there in this group? We had Brady and Emmanuel. What's our top time for warp wall in this age division? Oh, there we go. 25. Wow, okay. So our Brady got it in 28. Okay, so Brady might have pulled ahead a bit on Emmanuel with that event, because he finished it looked like in the top 3 there. And Aaron Rose representing for the ladies, 24.9. That's a fierce time. Fierce time. I'm adding weird adjectives today. It's supposed to be what happens with like podcasters, where they just have to like talk and talk and talk. And you're always like, why'd you use that word? I don't know. Stream of consciousness at this point, folks. So, give you a little update on some of our athletes here. You saw Colt Batten earlier on the agility, and there he is on the balance. There's his time. He just finished. So Colt really loves WWE Babysitters Club's books. I didn't even know they still made those. Babysitters Club. They've had those since I was a kid. Huh. Who'd have thought? WWE. Another Baltimore Ravens fan. I wonder if these guys, because I think we watched Ethan's younger sibling compete in the 6 to 8s. I want to say he's a Baltimore Ravens fan too, so maybe they do it together. All right, Griffin at the top of the cliffhanger heap. Brady Gebben in second there, and Igor in third. What are we doing? What's... All right, Gavin is ready to go, hands hovering above the black. That's our rule for that obstacle there. You have to start on the black, but can't touch it until the timer says 3, 2, 1, go. All right, looks like balance is finished, rope climb is finished, warp wall power test is finished. There we go. Gavin Shields back. 26 seconds, so that'll probably put him somewhere around 6th, I think. Griffin still holding on to that top time there. So let's take a moment here to talk a little bit about Sebastian. Sebastian does rock climbing and gymnastics and is really into Romanian history and culture. Sebastian is fluent in Romanian, visited the country a few times. Also loves summer activities like swimming in the lake, diving, canoeing, hiking. Sebi has a cat, Kosi, which he loves very much. Fluent in Romanian. Man, language was never my thing. I took German in high school because I heard it made you better at other languages. I mean, as illustrated by the fact that I was indeed an English major in college and certified to teach English. I guess maybe that's true. Some would describe me as a wordsmith. Others listening to the live stream right now might say, dear God, can that man just ever stop talking? Nope. Too many ninjas to tell you about. Igor still trying to get that bid. There it is. I think that might have been that 22nd time he was chasing. Yep, there you go. And that just moved Igor into first place ahead of Griffin by 3/100ths of a second. Wow. He was eyeing it up. I knew he had the skill to get there, but he's just shaved 3 seconds off that time to crack that top spot. So that's big for Igor. He's always a threat here to finish. Now let's see if Vivi can put together a full run. All right, here we go. That's it. That's it, man. Look at the back muscles on Vivian Sarafini. My God. And there it goes. Now they're hacking it down. Great run out of Vivian. I don't know if that's enough for the top spot. I want to say one of her teammates, Emily Rose, might have gotten a time in the 20s, but I've been wrong before. All right, I think that might have been, is that our last one? Nope. We've got, is this Jacob? Oh, Griffin, sorry, Griffin. All these Strive kids, they're all super strong. They all have similar haircuts. And they're all wearing the Strive colors. All right, so Griffin just saw Igor throw down that 20. Griffin was sitting on the 20 beforehand. He's got 7 seconds to get back. That ring hooked up for him nicely there. Oh, but just couldn't get, and he's kind of like, all right, well, we're going to keep going with it, but sets his hips. Now up. Yeah, the ring was just swinging a little bit, and it came into his hand nicely, but it didn't allow him to set his hips properly. So still, I mean, geez, 34 seconds down and back, but there we go. And we're good. All right. So we're going to finish out the timer there. I was a little late to start it. So there we go. All right, ninjas, that will do it for round number 3. We are going to rotate again. So rope moves to balance. Balance moves to Lachey's. Lachey's moves to cliffhanger. Cliffhanger moves to warp wall room. Warp wall room moves to agility, and agility moves to rope. Round and round they go. Where the ninja obstacles stop, nobody knows. We know where they stop. 3 more rounds. All right, and we got our leaderboards up so we can see. Yeah, that cliffhanger, that last run there by Vivian Sarafini with 30 seconds. I thought Erin Rose had, I called her Emily Rose before, Erin Rose with that 28 second. And looks like Erin Rose and Vivian are going head to head here. So that's exciting. We got ourselves a horse race. Lucy Fishman is there. She got a first, second, and a third. And Sydney as well. So Sydney's got the first on the rope climb. So we'll have to do a little math, but I love it when it's competitive. You know, we've got them all. I think overall, Vivian's sitting in first place right now. All right, very good. But as we saw in the last one, at the halfway point, everybody was super tight, and then we got down towards the end, and the points spread out a little bit. I think it ended up being like 21 to 14 or something like that. I don't know. It seemed like a pretty big gap.
Yeah, and you know that what I like is that the skills lets everybody shine where their strengths are, and I love it when there's no like sweep of the whole event with the same person at the top each time. I like it mixed up.
Well, and what we did here was provide a bunch of different skills, right? So maybe you're a smaller kid who's faster through the agility, or maybe you're a bigger kid who's more powerful. You're gonna thrive in an event like the warp wall power test, whereas you might struggle a little bit on the cliffhanger. So with this, balance is always the great equalizer. We're going to start pulling away some of those stage 4 balance trainers here for subsequent age groups to make that a little harder. But yeah, balance is the thing that's going to sort of sort everybody out. But the
3 tries so that it's not going to end you if you have one bad run.
That's exactly right. Yeah. So I think the 3 tries thing, we did it back in the spring and as an experiment, and people liked it so much that we decided to keep it. It's just, more for your money, and it's all about just getting the kids on the obstacles. That's the number one thing.
Do you ever see the elites taking only 1 try if they feel like they've kind of maxed out and then rest up, or do they?
Yep.
Want that outside time?
Well, that's kind of how we baked it in. Oh, there you go. You got her own microphone. Thanks, Noah. Our director / producer, Noah, is making sure that we are adequately equipped. Yeah, so now we have 2. We baked that into the rope climb and the warp wall power test. Those just being 1, because those are the most exhausting of the 2 obstacles here. You could argue that cliffhanger maybe as well. But as you know, what's interesting, we used to see this when we were working on Wolfpack way back in the day, where someone would throw down a really fast run, and then they'd be like, okay, cool, I'll come back tomorrow. I qualified, like I know I'm going to make it to the qualifier. And then they'd come back the next day, and the ninjas who kept running and got 2, 3, 4 tries and hacked that course down to the absolute essential movements. Those ninjas were now throwing down times that were dramatically lower than the person who was just like, oh yeah, nobody's beating that today. I'm like, you think? It can happen. Yeah. I know. That was great. You know who else was great in that one was Jonathan Godbout. I'll never forget him in the right-hand lane. There was a move at the end on those like UFO. It was kind of like a slidey shelf grab thing, and he had the bump on it, and nobody else had it, and that's what largely carried him through the finals. Yeah, that was everybody was chasing that move in season 1. I remember that, and Godbout just had it locked in. They threw a curveball at him, at everybody in season 2 with the skyhook, and they were struggling to get that lined up. And so those races, man, the fall that Cal Floros took off of that skyhook in season 2. Talk about like memorable ninja moments. Like it's crazy the stuff you remember. Like I don't remember who won. I don't remember who won A&W season junior or whatever. It was always Vance. It was always Vance. I should throw this on the TV in the in the PT room, and then I'd have less interruptions. But then I would lose my my co-commentator, my commentating team. So every once in a while I have to cut the mic out because we want to make sure we get these calls right. And so when we see one of our coaches come running back here, we're like, okay, time to put on our event runner hats and turn off our live stream hats. But as I was saying, A&W Junior, it's funny, like the stuff that I remember, sure, like Vance won. I don't remember second or third place. I mean, I think I remember Pardo in season 1 because he was second. But a lot of the other age groups are blurry. So season 1, I don't even remember who the other. I mean, I remember one. I remember one competitor from season 1, a member of our Ninja Works broadcast team who's not joining us today. He was here during our traditional qualifier.
Season 3's on right now.
Oh, is it really?
NBC Peacock.
Peacock, yes. A really underused resource as far as television consumption goes. I always forget it's there, and then I'm like, oh, wow, that thing's on Peacock that I want to watch. So, shout out to NBC. Oh, yeah. Yeah. There we go. Now we're pulling triple duty today. We got to do course repair, we got to do event runner, and live stream commentator. We wear a lot of different hats around here at Action. But as we were saying, yeah, A&W Junior Season 3, streaming on Peacock right now. Go check it out. As soon as we're done watching our live stream, of course. Yeah, we got to get those clicks up, those subscribes. Oh, no, they're subscribing to the NNL page. This isn't on our Action channel. Dang it. We're giving all those looks to the NNL. Last time I checked, their page had like 8,000 subscribers. That's pretty cool. Well, if you think about it, head on over to the Action Athletics live stream page as well, or it's live stream page, YouTube page. Head on over to the. I'm so bad at promotion. Head on over to the Action Athletics YouTube page and see if you give us a like or subscribe. New content posted rarely, but that's something we're trying to change. Now that event season is concluding with this event, this will be the last National Ninja League event that we'll be hosting this season. We can get back to developing some of that original content that we've been working on. We have all this wonderful live stream equipment that's obviously great for events like this, but these cameras, as you notice, the cliffhanger camera, you might notice the resolution on that is a little bit different than some of the other ones. We hope to make some really fun and engaging content, sort of ninja adjacent, not necessarily competitive footage. Yeah, it's great to see competitions and whatnot, but we also want to just highlight different aspects of that ninja life that we're all about. Creative stuff and maybe some interviews, contests, that kind of stuff. Those kids are fascinated by the live stream. Oh, man, looks like William just cannot get that power test to move. That sled is pretty heavy. All right, Jacob Hartman-Bimbo in third place right now. 10 seconds down and back the Lachey line. His teammate Brady Gedman, I believe I saw his name up there. So they're going head to head. We're hearing some action coming out of the agility line. Hit that buzzer. There you go. Theodore up there in 17 seconds. Lucy down and back. And she made it. Did she fail? Looks like Lucy missed the box on the last one. All right, Ethan is up. And Ike. Ike didn't complete the agility. Huh. Interesting. There we go. Ethan, 15 seconds down and back. We got Brady Gedman on the agility line. Woo. These kids are taking chances, man. We kind of had it set up like that for a reason. Like, you know, we don't want to oblige anybody to have to do an obstacle a certain way, but we set up that agility line to sort of entice them to try to make big moves. Those boxes are made of wood, you know, they're not padded. There's pads underneath them, but if you decide you're going to run across the top of them and take a chance, like there's Emmanuel. I mean, that jump and stick and cat, 8.95 seconds.
But I see the curve on that is big enough that you are not going to get anybody trying to just go straight from the start over to the finish.
Well, we took one of the platforms away as well. Oh, yeah, I see that. Should start. That would be a huge jump.
That would be a huge jump.
Yeah.
We'll see if the elites try that tomorrow.
Oh, that's like I'm going to leave that set up for the elites. They're going to get one box, and that's it. That's not true. If you're an elite watching the live stream right now, one, I appreciate your dedication to the game. But two, no, you're not getting one box. That wasn't some inside baseball beta, so calm down. All right, with about 8 minutes left in this wave, it looks like the agility line is just wrapped up because we have multiple athletes on the course there. Balance. Looks like we might have a couple more competitors going. And the Shea line is finished. Rope is done as well. Izzy is on cliffhanger for another go round. Oh, just couldn't quite get all the way there to the end. I mean, I wonder, in doing skills, obviously you can't do all the skills in the same order for everybody. You'd be here all day, and you'd only be able to do like one age group. But is there something to the order in which you're drawn randomly of operations here? So like,
that is an interesting question.
you know,
But maybe it's different for everybody, right? So
maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, like we try to break up the upper body obstacles, right? But this curve here, let's call it like the amen corner of ninja skills. Do you know what that's a reference to?
I do not.
Oh, the Masters, playing at Augusta National. It's the most exciting 3 holes in golf, 15, 16, 17, I think that's what it is. Amen corner down there. Or is it 14, 15, 16? I don't know. Golf enthusiasts, leave a note in the comments and correct me if I'm wrong. God forbid I say anything bad about or anything wrong about the Masters, which is the holy grail of golf. But it's these 3 holes in a row that are just, you know, both gorgeous but also difficult, and they can really swing a tournament. You know, if you make a mistake there, or if you have a good couple of holes, you know, there's so many legendary stories surrounding that tournament. So let's move action up in the grandiose, you know, pantheon of ninja competitions. And we say the amen corner of action is going to be this going from laches to cliffhanger to the warp wall power test. Those 3 obstacles in a row can really make or break a competition. And if you hit them early, say you start on laches when you're fresh, or as opposed to, you know, if you hit them as your last 3, which we're seeing right now, because I think we're in round 4. So yeah, the team that's on lache line right now, you know, may in fact have the hardest test. Or is it going from, nah, rope climb's just kind of hanging out
What
there.
do you think about rope climb? Because that can really wear you out. But
Yeah.
you have rest. You have a lot of rest.
It's sandwiched between agility and balance. So like, yeah, I mean, your arms aren't really doing a whole lot on either side of the rope climb. That's kind of why we put it there.
Like if you went rope climb and then straight into your cliffhanger, that might be.
That would have been
tough.
a jerk move. I wouldn't do that. That's like, we thought about that, you know. Like we don't want. I didn't want burned out arms on the cliffhanger. Now that might be something to consider for the elites. Like maybe because we're having everybody compete at the same time tomorrow, masters, young adults, elites, everybody. Maybe we just make the course order more of a grueling thing for the elites. Now, if you're an elite watching the young adult or the mature kids age division, there you go. There's some inside baseball for you. You just gleaned some beta, a little Easter egg tucked away in the middle of the mature kids division for elites. I will definitely consider that now.
Yeah. And then do you put the warp wall at the end then, or at the beginning to get them tired?
I think I'm gonna put them in warp wall first.
Warp wall
Yeah,
first.
because I want high power output,
Yeah.
like right out of the gate. So right now, I'm doing a weightlifting series where my goal is to be able to deadlift 400 pounds before I'm no longer 40 years old. So 400 at 40 is what we're calling it. And the program that I'm doing has me going max weight, like out of the gate on deadlift day, which normally it takes me a little while to warm up to it, right? Like if I start at 350 and then warm all the way up to 400. But no, this in 4 weeks, I will have to pull 407 pounds. Not cold. I'll go through a warm up, but that's the first lift of the day. It was one 400-pound deadlift, and I'm a little intimidated, frankly. That's a lot. So I think for these elites tomorrow, putting them on that heavy sled first and like taxing their legs out, then take them right over to the agility right after that, and then we will have one station open. So if I could make it so that they don't go to rope climb next, but then they go to balance while their legs are still kind of shaky, and then we'll go rope climb, laches, cliffhanger. I think that combination is like, that's the one that'll burn you out real quick.
Not rope climb, cliffhanger.
Well, yeah, I mean, I guess you could make a notion for that, but then your likelihood of injury on the lache line is going to be a lot more. Because I don't want their hands to be that tired. So.
Now these mature kids, though, they could do any of this in any order, and then
Seems
do,
like it.
7 rounds through the lache line just 'cause it's fun.
Yeah.
That's just being a kid, I guess.
Yeah, that endless energy. I don't have it anymore. I'll tell you what. I did. What was I doing the other day? Oh, just setting this up. We were in here setting up the course and moving mats around, and my whoop was going nuts. It was like, my God, what are you running the marathon? Like, nope, just moving mats. Let's see if we can time this out right. So we got a little less than 2.5 minutes left on the round clock, and we got 2 more competitors. Good, through the cliffhanger. So I think we're starting to find a groove here. This is how Izzy got her groove back. She's our third to last competitor on cliffhanger. Let's see if she can get to the end. Just touching that black one at the end would be an improvement, I think, on her previous. There you go. Good, she gets the touch. And now headed back. Very nicely done, Izzy. That's improvement. Give these ninjas multiple attempts, and they will Looks like we've left them to their own devices long enough in the warp wall room now that they're shimmying up the, the supports.
Now Alden here, he's trying to break 28
Okay.
to improve his time.
There's, looks like he'll get back to it. If he can make this grab, okay. There you go. That's, got it. Nice, 25. 25-11. So 3 seconds off. That's crazy, the swings on this cliffhanger. Like, we saw kids take 6 seconds off their time, 3 seconds off their time. That's good. All right, that's our final competitor. We're going to get these guys moved on to the next. All right, ninjas, we're moving on to our next station. So, rope comes to balance. Balance goes to Lachey's. Lachey's goes to cliffhanger. Cliffhanger to warp wall room. Warp wall room to agility. Agility to rope. Judges, I'll give you a few minutes to sort everybody out, and then we will start the round timer. All right, and sorry, still live. There we go. Still had the microphone turned up on the main floor here. Don't want to distract any of our competitors. Looks like obstacle is up and running with Matthew Belvery making his way out and back. Rope climb, we got Theodore heading up for his second. Vivian is queued up on the agility. Coach Matt is just taking the kids through the last few on the warp wall power test. Jack is going. All right, Grayson, 4th place on the Lachey line. So he's going to be one to watch. He can shave a few seconds off of that and possibly get himself up into that top 3. Erin Rose moving well on the balance. She's one of those ones to do keep an eye on as well. I think she's up there in the tops. There we go. Jack closes the door on his return trip down the cliffhanger. Max.
Great job. Harrison. When you swing on the big lachey, I want you at the bottom. Pull that bar in those arm things to you so that you can turn that behind. Throw the bar behind you.
This is funny. We've got the parents self-policing in front of the balance line camera now. All right. Emma Bermudez making her way down. And Lucy Fishman ends up second on the Shea line. Looks like Wall. Austin just finished his first run, and agility line has yet to get started. So it's all right. They always finish up pretty early. All right, we got Jacob Hartman Bimbo on the cliffhanger. He's another one of those Strive athletes that's making, should we say, strides here at the comp today. Simon Gelman brings it in. For a landing. And here's Kyle Becker on the lachey, while Colt is just flying down this cliffhanger. He's down in, and he's probably not going to make it back in one of those top times. What was that, 20? I believe it was 20 seconds was the top time. But still moving well. All right, Sydney Phillips up on the warp wall power test. Good on the push, made short work of that. Up the 10-foot warp wall. And now here comes the pull. Pull, 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 pull. There she goes, all the way back. Nice, Grayson. That's gonna move Grayson into first place. 8.29 seconds. Very nice, and Sydney Phillips all the way through 27 seconds. That seems like a pretty respectable time over there on the warp wall power test. Ooh. Griffin through the agility line in under 10 seconds. That's impressive as well. And Lucy Fishman back. There you go. 8.94 seconds there. That'll move Lucy into first place. That is not Max L'Italien. That is Emma, I believe, who's running the balance right now. Next up, Adam takes an extra swing there. It's coming down to it on this Lachey line. Just one extra swing. Yeah, and I think he kind of knows it. It's just putting together all these moves, one after another. Here's Grayson on the Lachey line. Ripping them. There you go. And that's how it has to be. 7.53 seconds. I mean, these guys are just running sub-8s on this Lachey line. That's what you got to do to finish in the top 3. You're going to be around that 8-second mark, and Grayson just went 7-something. Jack Murphy just finished up on there. You can hear the cheering coming from the Warp Wall room for Joey. There he goes, ripping it back. Go. Lucy Fishman running 7s on the Lachey line. There we go. And Joey gets it across in 30 seconds. There's Emma. Oh, a little slip on the balance there towards the end. Those balance trainers, they're not designed to spin a lot, but they will spin a little if you hit them just right. Very nicely done on that Lachey line from Simon. Looks like we got Caitlin Moss up on the balance. Boy, she is just running straight through those things. Very nicely done. 8.46 seconds there. Jacob Hartman Bimbo is back up on there. It looks like Vivian Sarafini. So we had said Erin Rose Morrison was in first place at halftime. Or actually, I think it was Vivian might have been in first place at halftime. And now Lucy Fishman, I think she was sitting in third, maybe even fourth. She's come on strong here in the second half. And I think it's going to be a horse race here to the finish, because I think I see Lucy atop of two categories. So we're going to have ourselves a showdown here in the ladies division. And Igor putting his mark on the. I think he had finished first in the cliffhanger. So now it's second through the agility.
Yeah, we've got 3 of the young men all tied right now.
Oh, wow.
But still, there's still another round to go. So
yep, one more round.
Just be some more movement. And the ladies, same thing. 3 of them all very, very close together. So I don't think we can't tell at this point. Cannot tell.
First to fourth place is separated by 6 points. 6 points. Interesting. Okay. Well, and there's 7 in the field. Right? I think that's how.
There's 10 in the field.
Oh, 10 in the field. Sorry.
Yep.
Okay. So there you go. A lot of points to still be not had, since it's a race to the lowest score. So the idea is score the least, win the day. And there's another similarity to golf. I'm just drawing all the golf ties today. All right. I did just catch, I was looking at my list here. In the next wave, Titan is going to be...
Titan. I wonder if Flip will be joining us for the live stream. He's a follower of Titan.
Yeah. So that should be interesting. I was like, that's not a mature kid. What?
Yeah.
So that'll be fun.
So what are you seeing in this age group in terms of kids who are new to the age group versus kids who are returning?
Mm-hmm.
Is the second year at this age, what are they, 9 and 10?
9 and 10, yeah.
That second year, a little bit size.
A little bit of size
helps. Is that what pushes them
helps.
to the top, or?
I think it's honestly it's speed. So like you take a kid like Colt. This is his first year, but he's small to begin with. He was fast in the 6 to 8s. As a 9-year-old now, he's still fast, but he needs that extra year to grow. And I think
Yeah.
the 10-year-olds who were fast when they were 9 are even faster when they're 10, because then they have more muscle, they're more explosive. You're going to see it in the next age group too. The preteens, there's such a big difference in their
Yeah.
body sizes and their coordination. So if you're a preteen that started when you were, 6 years old or 7 years old, and you haven't lost that explosivity, that's what makes for the kids that are just smooth. And also, like we mentioned earlier, the strength, technique, and experience cocktail that goes into the makings of a good ninja. Okay, 6 to 8s, they're not going to have a lot of experience. You could have a strong 6 to 8. You could have some 6 to 8s who just have really good technique, natural. But in the 9 to 10 age group, they've been allowed to develop their technique a little bit. They've probably been doing ninja long enough. But then they have to keep up with their strength. So, while they're experienced, they don't all grow at the same level. You'll level up your experience constantly. But then there's those benchmark skills like we're seeing today that once those skills pop, say for example, a salmon ladder transfer. Even if you can't get rungs up on the salmon ladder, but you can, the difference between throwing a lache and carrying a bar is very different. And once they get that skill, their experience goes up exponentially. And then lots of other obstacles open up to them. Things like, sky hooks and flying bars and, anything that requires, you to take something with you.
Moving with obstacle category for the NNL, I believe. Is
Yes.
the obstacle category.
Yep. So, it's a constant struggle to try to like a video game character to just constantly be leveling up your character.
And look at this. This is a smooth run from Jacob on this cliffhanger right now.
For sure. 22. So that
yes, it was.
Is not a first place run because Simon must have hit an extra complete button there. So we'll take care of that.
We'll take care of that.
So he scored. You don't get bonus points. But even Colts run here is faster than he was doing before. He gets a little bit more comfortable on it. But as you can see, Colt's size, he's fast, but he just needs to grow a bit. There he goes. Nice job. All right, now Ethan is up. I think we're down to our last competitor here in the in this round. We have one more round to go, and that will decide it. Nice, Ethan got the grab. It's 25 seconds there for Ethan. All right. Wow, look at that. My chair is falling apart. Okay. Finishing up on the cliffhanger here with Will. Final competitor on the cliffhanger. Pizza must be here. One more rerun? Okay. Yep. All right, Will Looking smart. Moving well. Wearing that purple shirt, meaning he's a TA Plymouth competitor. TA Weymouth sporting the classic blue. Plymouth electing to go with purple. There you go. He was one of my kids, so he's fine. Had to take it up to a 7 on that one to talk over everybody. It wasn't the record-scratching 10 that I'm capable of. All right. So here we go. Colts final run. I guess there was some discrepancy there on the button push. Good. And back. He's got the touch at 45. So he's not going to come for that number 1 spot, but he can still log something pretty good. He's trying to keep his hips in line. There we go. 24. Okay. Pretty respectable time. And we're going to move on. All right, ninjas, it's time to move to our final station. So, rope climb moves to balance. Balance moves to Lachey's. Lachey's moves to cliffhanger. Cliffhanger moves to warp wall room. Warp wall room moves to agility. Agility moves to rope climb. Good luck, competitors, in your final round. Hey. How's it going? All right, well, here's what we're going to make of this. Grayson sitting in the top spot in 3 of the 5 categories that have been played so far. Igor sitting up there first, second, and I don't see him on, maybe I'm just missed. That's a lot of names up there. Adam first, second. Grayson, yeah.
And Alden with that rope climb, that 10.
Yeah.
Oh, somebody looks like somebody else.
Alden
they
and
matched.
Adam.
Alden and Adam matched the 10s, but that's going to be hard to beat by any of the divisions, I think.
I think so, yeah, for sure. In the ladies, okay, Lucy making a comeback here. Now we see her in 3 first places since last we caught up with her. So she's gone 2 for 2 since halftime. Erin Rose still sitting in the top spot in 2 of those categories. Vivian in second in almost every category.
Yeah. Sydney, though, 2, 2, 3, 3,
Yeah.
1. That's
so it's
still
there.
try the decathlete.
Yep. So now
approach.
here we have Erin Rose on the Lachey's. We saw Lucy throw down like a 7.94, I think, during her run. So we'll have to see.
Right. Not bad for first one. She's got 2 more.
Yeah. If she can, that
looked pretty smooth for the first time.
it
up
did.
there.
Yeah.
And the sixth skill of the day.
Yep. So Max taking the extra swing there. So now we talked about this in the 6 to 8s, that landing the skill, stopping, letting the bar take your weight, and then re-engaging with an upstart, getting to the next bar, landing, re-engaging with an upstart. It takes all that extra time. The kids who are linking these things together are really the ones that are flying through the Lachey's. Oh, sorry, I had misspoken before. So the young man who's up on is Adam. It's Windsor Ninja Academy, not Hamden. I think I'd said Hamden before. Windsor. So, all right. So this group with Grayson, Adam, Lucy, Who else is in this group? Simon. This is a pretty stacked group of young ninjas here, and so this cliffhanger group will be interesting to watch. It could determine a lot of placing.
Oh.
Sebastian, fluent in Romanian on the Lachey line. There he goes.
Fluent in Lachey as
Fluent
well.
in Lachey, for sure.
That was nice.
Yep. There's Emmanuel down the balance line. Seems a long time ago we saw him on the Lachays in the first round. Very fast through that. Very good. Griffin dropping out of the ceiling on his rope climbs. It's that big kick out of Caitlin. It's just taking a little bit extra time there. I think she's got all the power she needs. It's just like well, maybe not. That looked powerful enough to get that 6. Maybe it's just a timing thing. Jack Higgins pushing this sled, just willing it. So it might be hard to see in the in up there. No, you can see it. Jack in the warp wall power test needs to get his hands lower on the bars, pushing up at the top like that. He's actually digging the back end of the sled into the carpet. If he pushed from a lower angle, then it would slide better. So he's kind of.
Look at Grayson on the cliffhanger.
Wow. Oh. Can he make that 20 time? You got it. There it is. Okay. 21-5. Pretty good. Good enough for 4th place there. Can we not sit on that mat? Aaron Rose. Yeah. I mean, this is the last event of the day for Aaron Rose, and I think she's starting to show a few signs of fatigue there. She's not whipping her Lachays maybe as well as she could. Sydney Phillips on the agility line. Might have to go out a 3rd time and tell Coach Lucas to not stand in the yellow box. He has a short-term memory loss when it comes to, he gets so dialed in on coaching his athletes that forgets. Oh, there he goes. It was just a matter of time. We knew he'd figure it out. All right, William on the rope climb. Will anybody be able to eclipse? Sebastian just threw down a 9 flat. Good enough for 3rd place. Oh my God, just edging out Emmanuel by 0.01. Holy moly. All right, Lucy on the cliffhanger. See her. Hey, welcome to the party, Nate Pardo. So Lucy at 25. I'm trying to recall for the ladies. I want to say somebody went. I want to say Vivian went like 22. Could be wrong. Cliffhanger. Who went 2022 too? Igor? I was talking about ladies.
Yeah, Lucy 25 is at the top.
Is the fastest one? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So there you go. So I think that's pretty much gonna do it for Lucy. That should probably wrap this thing up for her. that cliffhanger element just being. Maybe you call it the gatekeeper obstacle today. Maybe it's the big show, the one that everybody needs to perform well on in order to score well.
Meanwhile, I just have to give props to the rope climb folks who have that at the end. We just saw William ground out a great rope climb, and now we got Igor over here.
Yeah, Igor's in contention to win this thing here today. A top spot in that rope climb, which it doesn't look like he's going to get 10, but scoring well in that rope climb would certainly go a long way.
He has time to get 7 or 8. He's
Yeah.
very close.
7 for sure. Let's see if he can get 8. No, he's gassed. He's going to shut it down.
But they're over the 2-hour mark on their workout. They've been here, 2 hours and 10 minutes.
2 hours and 10 minutes. Yeah. Well,
constant motion.
It got us off to that initial start there with the cliffhanger until we found our groove. But next wave doesn't start till 3, so I don't even think I started the timer for this group. I didn't. It became sort of a moot point. Oh,
yeah.
Look at Sebastian fly. Now, here's where it comes down to nuance. Careful, Sebastian. Sebastian is literally flying through these laches, and it would appear that he's doing them as fast as humanly possible. But if you heard Coach Lucas while Grayson was running say low, low, the tendency when linking those laches is to throw up and set your hips high and come into it from a high angle. By Grayson staying low and just popping his way through, you can literally see the time difference there of about a little over a second, 7 seconds or so. So right there is a perfect example of having a knowledgeable coach like Lucas making a real difference in how a kid finishes on that particular skill. I like skills a lot. You really get to like dial in on these small movement patterns that make such a big difference. Like you watch a course or a traditional course run and you're kind of like, oh, that's a creative obstacle. Oh, here's this move. Oh, I'm not really sure. But, and you don't get a chance to see the athlete's full skill set. But in an event like this, you really see like the subtleties and the differences that come into play in the different ways that different athletes move. And that's really cool. So if you're going to sit there and have a debate of like, oh, who's the GOAT for, basketball, you'd be like, oh, it's Michael Jordan. You look at the stats, right? You look at how many points they scored. You look at all those different things. But players look at the way that different players move. Grayson just fell flat to his face. He ran 18? Holy moly, Grayson. That is crazy. He sold out on that one too, man. He came down onto the mat and I think he might have eaten that back of his own hand. But again, that lack of extra swings in his traverses, that's big time. I wonder if you put together, like in a regular sport, a bunch of athletes talking about who's the greatest of all time, not based on stats, just based on the way they play the game, based on their movement patterns, based on who had the most complete skill set. Talk about it has to be a level playing field sport. So something like golf or team sports are kind of out. Maybe tennis. Tennis would be a good example of just a player who maybe they didn't win 5 consecutive Grand Slams, because a lot of that comes down to competitiveness, competitive drive. Who would Boris Becker, say is the GOAT?
Well, it's interesting. Something like Ninja is kind of reminds me of gymnastics, where there's so many different events, there's so many different types of skills that it's harder to say one person is the best.
Right. So
of it
I would normally ask a parent to move out of the way while Lucy Fishman's doing her run on this cliffhanger right here, but it's her mom that's filming. So if she comes back later and tries to watch the live stream, at least she'll have her video from that same angle. All right, so Lucy, I think, improved upon her time through the cliffhanger. What's going on with our... Oh. Yeah. So you can go back through and watch this on the live stream later, but you're blocking it for everybody else. The camera's right there. Oh, okay.
Trying to take a picture of him on it.
You can, yeah, you can get it. It'll be on the YouTube.
I already did.
Yeah. Okay. All right. What's up? Yes. Simon just went 16. Is that? I missed it. That's. I want to go back and watch that one. Do we have instant replay pulled up for this? Not today. I'll go back through and I'll rewind the live stream here in a minute. That's crazy fast. Kyle Becker is struggling mightily here to get this. Almost. Just trying. If the angle doesn't line up for you and you can't activate, it can be frustrating. All right. So now we're down to our final runs on the cliffhanger. All the other groups are finished up, I believe. Oh no, agility's still going. Final runs through the cliffhanger. And it's a slugfest between Simon and Grayson, who are looking like they just busted this thing wide open, which could play spoiler for Igor, who would the tops in a lot of the other categories. So, yeah, it really could come down to, there you go, 24-30. Okay. Here we go. This is Grayson's final attempt. And he's down in 10 seconds, maybe 9 seconds to that touch. The ring has to come to him. There it is. Missed it. Just missed the angle on it. And that is not going to be a faster time. Oh, he's doing that on purpose. He's just like dropping out of the sky and hitting his shoulder on the mat. I thought last time he fell and hit his hand. He's like doing it on purpose. All right, here we go. Max. There we go. Up and through. You can hear Max's dad down there on the floor giving him some direction. If you get, there it is. Wow. Great air awareness out of Max. Good job, buddy. Oh, as is so often the case, you make a great move and then you come back and you're like, dang it. All right. Lucy going to see if she can improve upon her run here. She's got, it was 22 seconds, I think, last time. Excellent hip awareness on the transfer there. The ring is not moving a lot, so she should get it to come back to her right here. Again, excellent hip awareness. It's a simple dip on that ring, but good job. 20 seconds, man. So just getting faster every time. Here's Gil. Lucy's brother Zach going to compete here a little later today. See him walking down there by the orange mats. All right, here we go. Simon. You're right. It is in the realm of possibility. That ring is swinging a lot, though. It's going to come down to, can he set it and forget it? Yep, there he goes. Big moves. Wow. 17. Yeah, Simon Gelman. I didn't even think they could do it that fast. That's crazy. So there was a dark horse, a kid who wasn't really on the radar, when we were talking at halftime or even a little bit ago, but able to get it done. And Kyle reaching, and just can't make the grab on the ring. Oh, way to go back through and scrub it. All right, so that's going to do it. We're going to tally up the points here. We got one correction before that leaderboard goes up. We got a points correction to make. And then we're going to get everybody going. All right, Ninjas, that will do it for the Mature Kids Age Division. If you would all be so kind as to join me outside, we're going to give away some hardware and announce the qualifiers. Look at this kid go. That is nuts. Wow. Phew. Okay. This is Coach Nate signing off for the Mature Kids Age Division. We're going to head outside, give away some hardware, and announce the qualifiers. We'll catch you guys at 3 o'clock just here in a little bit, a little over half an hour, until we get started with our preteens. See you then.